Hello! Hello everyone! How's it going? How you all doing? Welcome to the stream. If you're watching the stream, thanks for being here. You're you're a real one. And if you're watching this on the YouTube VOD, hello! Thanks for watching. This is my YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe or like, put a comment, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Smash the like! No, okay. I'll stop. But yeah, if you're watching the VOD, thanks for watching. There's also Pink Stall here and the VC. Say hello.
Hello.
Yeah. And yeah, I've unusual stream day today because it's Saturday. And the reason is because I have to attend the birthday party tomorrow. So there's not gonna be a stream tomorrow, sadly. But I will come back on Wednesday for I don't know, something else, probably Friday Night Funking. Or no, actually on Monday, not Wednesday. I will come back on Monday. Sorry, I will come back on Monday for maybe some Uno, or I don't know if there's something else that I want to do, maybe that. But yeah, I'll try to do Uno, and if I can't, we'll find another game to play probably. And then we'll do Friday Night Funkin' on Wednesday. But anyways, hi, how are you doing? I hope you're all doing well, and today we are playing The First Tree, which is a cute little game about a fox that's very similar to the ones that we've been playing on Sundays, like Journey, like Apsu. It has that same kind of vibe and aesthetic, so I wanted to continue doing that for Sunday streams, at least for now, until, you know, something changes or I find something better to do with my time. But yeah, I really love these games, and I feel like they're like very nice self-contained experiences, so I think they work pretty well for like stream or for videos like YouTube. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into the game, shall we? I don't know how many people are in chat, but if you're there or if you're just watching and lurking, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So yeah, let's see. I don't think many people are gonna come, especially because I forgot to announce that I was gonna stream today. I did it like last minute, so they're probably gonna be like, oh, he's gonna stream on Sunday. So, but yeah. Anyways, let's just get right ahead and play this game because I really want to check it out. It looks very cute, as you can see, and yeah, let me get the audio going. Let's see. Hi, Flecha Verde. Hello. How are you doing today, my friend? Thanks for being here. I haven't seen you around in a while. We should totally keep in touch. Okay, let me get the game audio here. Yeah, there we go. Got some nice. Let me turn off the music. Well, I kind of double clicked there. Sorry. Yeah, we got some very calming nature background sound ambience. And yeah, we're a little fox. So let's see what's up, and let's see if my computer can handle it. If not, because I haven't tested this game. This was very last minute, because I had things to do today, but I wanted to crank a stream out since I can't do it tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see if I can run the game. If it runs properly, we'll stay like this, and if it doesn't, I'll turn off the model and just use the PNG. All good, thankfully. How about you? We do need to catch up. Yeah, for sure. I am super down to talk to you again. Of course, I always am. And you know, you can reach out to me as well. I'm on the Discord. I'm on, you know me. So, you know me IRL. So, but yeah, let's see. I'm doing okay. I'll be honest. Like, sometimes I think certain things get me down, but you know what? It's not as bad as I make it out to be. I'm just very dramatic all the time. Anyways, let's see. New game. Sorry for the long intro anyways, at least for the people on YouTube. I know you guys just want to get into the game. Ooh. Yo, this is gorgeous. Oh. A little loud. I'll just let the cutscene play. Ooh, okay. We can move the camera. Okay. Oh, he's standing up.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Ooh.
Are you thinking about him?
Yeah, a bit. Usually get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
No, it's okay. What else is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the
Ooh.
most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head. She was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you
Oh,
think it
okay.
has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway,
Oh, okay.
you should tell me. I want to hear.
So we're in this dream right now.
Alright.
I've been there too. I'm glad you're doing great. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for visiting, by the way. I really appreciate it. So yeah, we're this little fox. As you can see, this looks pretty cute. I might be able to hold on. I might be able to bump the graphics a little bit, or should I? I don't know. Let's try low instead. See if it. Okay, I think this is fine. I think this is okay. So yeah, as you can see already, we have a pretty interesting aesthetic. We're like in this snowy mountain. I think I actually did a good job with the audio now. It was a little loud at first, but I think this level is pretty good. Gamer, hell yeah, it's gaming time. Chill out gaming time, because this is a pretty nice chill game. Okay, I can jump very high. Get over the log. And I can also like walk. As you can see, this is my walk stance, and I can press the button to run. And that's my run stance. I can switch between them. I don't know what you'd want to walk. I guess if you want to like take it in even calmer, but yeah. I don't know if I can like explore or like go outside of bounds. 'Cause I want to do just like journey and just like explore to see if there are any secrets, you know. Gotta run in your dreams? Yeah, that's for sure. Everyone runs in their dreams. Oh god. Nope, well, I'm not supposed to get on top of that rock for sure. Okay. So I'm guessing, wait. So yeah, I'm supposed to go up that mountain, but actually I want to know what's over here. It feels like there's something else going on around here. Because that's where I jumped the log, and this is something else over here. So let's see what's up with this place. Yeah, my dreams are always action-packed and quite wild. Ooh, like a camping site? Yeah, this looks like a tent and like a sleeping bag. But it's buried in the snow. Hmm. Very weird, very interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think this is probably out of bounds. Like that's the skybox, I think. So is there anything over here? I'm just gonna fall off the edge. Oh, okay. Just an invisible wall. Okay, cool. I love how I behave. I'm like it's starting the game and immediately I'm trying to break it. We're trying to break the immersion at least. Okay, but this is good. My model seems to be working fine. While I'm also playing, so that's very good. That's always the way to go too. Yeah. Start the level, you go back. Yeah. You know, you never know. You gotta get those secrets. You know what I mean? DK country style, yeah. There are many games with secrets on the start. Alright, let's get up this mountain and see what's up. I wish I could run a little faster. Like, you know, like it would do like a wind and like a in the animes where it's like, oh, what is that? Another fox? Oh no! Is he dead? Oh no! Can I do something? Can I tend to him? No? Am I his mom? Oh. I can sniff. Can I sniff? How do I sniff?
So
Oh, there we go.
far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Little fox sadly died. Big fat F in the chat for the
She
fox.
couldn't stay though. She had to find her other 2 children.
Ah, yes. Okay,
So she
I'm the
took
mom.
that path. She followed it towards something ancient,
F, yes.
something with answers.
Paying respect. So I'm finding my children. The first tree. Okay. Intro sequence. Oh no, it's raining. It's a double F viewer. It's mother. Yep.
Fox looked
Big
high and
oof.
low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light
Ooh.
showed the way to this ancient tree.
Stars.
It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
Okay. So clearly this guy's dreams are way deeper than mine. Oh. Hey, little rabbits. Hello, rabbits. Oh. I guess they don't like me. Probably they're predators, so. Makes sense. But who took my cubs? Who took my little babies? Why would they do such a thing? That's not nice. I hope the audio levels are okay. I think they are. For the fur, but they didn't take the fur of the first one. Well, yeah, they're fine. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. I really appreciate it, all the feedback I can get. Oh, is this one of them? Seems like it's important. Oh, is it? Nope. Huh. Oh. Okay.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
Ooh.
That's one way of
A toy
putting it.
train.
If wood was a canvas, then
It's
a
a
carving
hint.
knife was a
Yes.
paintbrush. Even
Oh.
after working a 50-hour week,
The
even after
lumberjack.
His hands were more splinters than skin. He would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping
There's
silk
more
and
stars.
make me toys.
I
That
see them.
wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Hmm. Okay. So this guy's possibly a lumberjack. Another toy. A little wooden plane. Okay. Was that the other star? No. That's probably it. What is that? A rocket. Okay. Can I get up on it? Yep. I went through it backwards, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh my god, the music. More ants.
As a
Dig,
kid,
dig.
Did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I only did it once.
Little boat.
When I was in the 4th grade. You know how my life was around then. I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distracted me. So I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly, embarrassingly enough.
Oh.
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly. For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding
the boat.
it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class. When I sat down, a group of boys immediately made fun of it. They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy. When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had carved it.
Man, this is
I
so
thought it was a
emotional.
gift my friend had given me.
Oh no.
Kids can be so cruel.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing we bounced back at all.
Yeah, don't worry about it, King. Be proud of your little toy boat, okay? Don't be scared of being who you are. I need more stars. Ooh, that's a bright spot. So there's some more stars in there. Oh, there's another one over there. That's way too far, wow. No, come on. Get there. No. Oh, there you go. Alright, got it. Yeah, the controls are a little bit stiff, but it's okay. I don't think it's about the controls. You don't really have to do much precision jumping or anything. And so far we're heading right into it. Like it's a pretty emotional experience right there. That was a big jump, yeah. What's next? We got a little toy boat. Wait, is that a real boat? Or is that a car? What is that? That looks like a boat. Okay. A little toy train, a toy boat.
Kids would leave me alone, but somehow they could tell I was different.
A tank.
They made fun of how far away I lived. They called my dad a sourdough. I was a blabbermouth as a kid, telling my dad stories I made up for hours. But after that show and tell, I didn't tell him much anymore.
Oh, it's a real
I didn't know
tank.
exactly what was wrong, but his best guess was that the toys he carved weren't cool enough. He carved me a tank and tried to tell me what it was like to be in a real tank as a serviceman.
Oh, the real
I didn't
tank.
know your dad was in the military.
Yeah, in the army. The sad thing is that I'd pretty much forgotten until just now. There's so much I still don't know about him.
I'm sorry. He knows how much you love him. You're going to see him again soon. And
Oh.
have some closure, I'm sure.
Man, this is so sad. There are so many stars. I don't know if you can see them, but they glisten. They shine a little bit on the map. What's this? Ooh. Mushroom? Another slide. A little bench. Are they all wooden? A shovel. Another bench. Huh. So I'm guessing this is more memories. They shine through the map, yeah. Or yeah, like through the textures. You can see them from far away. What is that? They're all wooden things. What is this? Oh, wait, no, these are cardboard boxes. Okay. Ooh, this looks like a difficult part to get into. And there's so much stuff in here. It's like tin plates. Yep. It looks like some trash. Or chips. I don't know. They look like chips. Okay, there's something definitely up there. Gotta make those mad hops again. Well, can I reach that? No, there's no way. Yeah, that's way too far. Oh, wait. I can. Climb, little fox. More stars. Oh god. Come on, grab it. No, I fell off. And the music. Oh wait, can I double jump? Oh, I can. I can double jump. Okay. Oh, come on. I think I have to approach it from the other side. I didn't realize I could double jump. Yep. I do have the mad hops. Whew. Okay, that makes it a little easier then. There we go. Okay, I got it anyways. I think you can only double jump after a little bit. If you don't press it soon enough, you don't jump again. These are quite steep rocks. I don't think there's anything over there anymore, so let's keep finding more stuff. I see something over there. Oh, a swing, a broken swing, and a cap. Oh, it looks like a duck. Looks like a little duck. A car. Bro, this looks like a... Was he in the army? Wait, sorry. I wasn't paying much attention, but I think he said something about that when he was talking about the tank, right? More stars. Okay, getting closer to 20. Whoa. Oh, that's it? That's it? What? Oh, man. Could I have explored a little more? Can I go back? No, I'm on a completely different place now. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, already this is quite deep. Not sure, haven't been paying attention to the story. Yeah, no, I know. But like, look at this. This is very beautiful. Oh, I forgot I could run. More memories. Dig.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble.
Ooh.
I wasn't popular or unpopular. Maybe just forgettable. I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows of the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going.
Fireworks.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
Okay, we got a little bit of resentment, maybe? Not resentment, but like, you know, a little bit of neglect. Which is quite unfortunate. Ooh, what is that? Purple star? Oh, I don't know. I don't want to grab it because it might end the level. Whoa. Oh, now I have butterflies. Whoa. Whoa. It's like a super jump. Oh, can I grab it? Oh. Oh, okay. Whoa. I am not sure what that was. Maybe it will help me get on hard places. Otter Lake. Ooh. Lore? I see. Oh, hey, White Bear. Oh, oof. Wait, it didn't sound. Hold on. Let me redeem one for you. Why didn't it sound? There you go. There it is. Hi, White Bear. Just testing what those are. It's okay. There are sound alerts. They should work. I don't know why that didn't work that time. Maybe it's because, you know, sometimes when I'm running like heavy games, that tends to happen sometimes. The alerts don't really come through. Yeah, if you redeem... Hi. There you go. Hi. There it is. You got it. Hello, White Bear. Welcome, welcome. Sorry, I didn't see you there, but welcome to the chat. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. You can also pay bits and stuff if you want more premium alerts. There's a button on Twitch to do that, but I don't know if you're watching on mobile or on PC, but it's easier to do on PC. I'm not saying you have to, by the way. I know not everyone has bits. Right, more clues, more lore. What do we have here?
He was working another late night.
Oh,
my friends were
hey Shark.
over, saying how bored
What's
they
up?
were. And
Hey,
how
we're
they'd
playing a
come
game
all
called
way
The
out
First
to my
Tree.
house for nothing.
Ah,
One of
I
them
see. It's a
mentioned how that
fox.
old, ugly
Yeah,
dump
little
truck
fox.
was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was up buying food when you
The
texted
next
me. I
thing I
was like,
knew,
oh,
we were
doing
careening
today.
around
Yeah.
the mountain path.
Because I can't
rocks
tomorrow.
spitting onto the sides of the cliff,
Yeah.
while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove
Oof.
while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple
Okay, so the guy's
truck,
talking about
throwing beer
about
bottles and
the
trash
car.
at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us in a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
Man. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of unfinished business with this guy and his dad. What the fuck they mean the first tree? They're already trees. I know, Zion. Hi, how are you doing, by the way? Welcome to the chat. Yeah. This game seems to be quite deep and kind of sad. And it seems like it goes a little deep into these guys. Or at least into this guy, daddy issues. Homework, dying, but otherwise good? Okay. Well, I hope you can get your homework done pretty soon. Do your best. I hope this doesn't distract you and actually helps you focus. It's very calming, that's for sure. It's very chill. I don't know if I should go over there. That seems like the edge of the map. What are we missing? I did see that weird purple star with butterflies, but I don't know what it was for. I think it just like has like a gust of wind that lets me get up higher to higher places. Oh yeah, but yeah, Shark, I have some things to do tomorrow, and that's why I'm streaming today. And this is supposed to be the journey or a Apsu style kind of game, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm trying to stay on theme. And I did saw a list of multiple games that were like this, so I wanted to try this one. But it seems like it's a little bit different from the rest, but it still has a slightly similar aesthetic. You know, with the whole low poly but beautiful
Yeah.
environments. Also, I talked about this with Pinkstall, but I wanted to talk about it with you guys. I realized that Apsu and Journey were actually, at least the PC versions, were actually published by the same parent company. They're created by two different dev teams. Like the development team is different, but the publishing parent company is the same one. So that kind of makes a little bit more sense, because you know, at least when it's about like dev teams, they like scramble people around all the time and stuff like that, and like maybe there are some people who are working on both dev teams and stuff. So there was definitely some direct influence in Apsu, or like in Journey, that influenced the way Apsu is, you know. Which, because I thought there were two separate like companies, completely like divorced from each other, but no. They're both under that parent company, which is called Annapurna Interactive. Which is also, by the way, the same one that published The Outer Wilds. So we might play that one on the channel at some point. I really want to check it out. Should I just go down there? It looks like a pit, but I don't think there's anything else back there anymore, so... Oh, there's a star over here, and more fireworks. I see. But, yeah. So... And there's also another one released by Giant Squid, the exact same people that made Apsu. that's called The Pathless, and that one looks really cool. And it seems to be a bit of a longer game than Apsu. So maybe after this one, if this one's short enough, we might do that one next. Also, Flower made by Journey devs. Yeah, I have Flower, but I don't know. Do you guys think it's worth giving it a playthrough? Because I have played it before as well, just like Journey, but I don't know. It is very, very cool looking for sure, but it's not as personable, I guess you'd say. Because there's also like, there's another one called Flow and another one called Cloud from the Journey devs, but they're a little more experimental, and they're older than Journey. I want to play Sky, which is also made by the same developers that made Journey, but it's only for iOS and mobile, like Android and Switch. It's not for PC right now, or at least I don't know if there's gonna be a PC version. It's in the same vein as Journey and Apsu. And you mentioned you wanted to play chill atmospheric games like that. Yeah, I should probably do Flower as well. Just, you know, just to get them, just to cross them out of the list, you know. Because it does fit in with a similar aesthetic. How do you get up here? Yeah, Flower is very beautiful too. And yeah, I would also like to play Sky, but I don't really know how I could stream it. Because I've tried using like BlueStacks or like some of those like Android emulators to run on the computer, but it's not, I don't know. I don't think it runs that well. Or I don't even think it runs at all, because I think when with BlueStacks and stuff like that, you only have like a certain limited amount of like games that are not necessarily in the App Store, or that are not compatible with the BlueStacks. So I don't know. I just wish there was like a PC version, because that game is really beautiful too. I use Nox. It's a little laggy, but it works well and has a wide selection of games. Alright, I might check it out. I think also Google was working on its own like emulation platform for Android, so, but I don't know what became of that. Or I don't know if Windows is also doing one as well, but I haven't been able to figure that out either. So yeah, I might try Nox. Cause I definitely want to play that game too, cause you know it seems like it. Man, I'm trying to grab that, but it just doesn't come with me. But yeah, definitely. I'll try it out, and if I can, oh, there we go, I got it. I'll try it out, and if I can play it, then I'll definitely give it a try, cause I think it's only logical, right? Like it makes sense. Ooh, barbershop. Sorry if I'm louder than usual. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Wait, so do I need 3? Or do I just need 1? Whoa. Oh no! Oh wait, it despawns? Heck. Oh, I think there's more. Okay. I'll go get the other ones. Although that's gonna be hard though. Because if you jump, that's it. You get rid of it. Yeah. Huh. Okay, so maybe there's an order to it. Ooh, there's another clue. I didn't see that. So yeah, I need 3 of the purple stars with the butterflies.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him.
Oh.
I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes.
Banjo.
I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I had proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while
cassette
gripping the
tapes.
steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager.
Jeez.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? It surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
Okay. I think we got this. Maybe? Can I go? Yes. Okay. There we go.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was, and I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers. I had to climb over. That was my only goal for a long time.
Oh no. Okay. Ooh. Okay. It would have sucked to have to do that again. Alright. Ooh. Little cheeky star. Yeah, this is pretty beautiful so far. I'm enjoying it and just having fun being the fox.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
On the topic of woods, I recently, over the past couple years, a section of the woods I live next to was cut, and out of all things that could be built in that land, a community center was placed. Used to live quietly, but now outside is loud AF. Oh man, that's rough. That's pretty rough. Oh, okay. That's the end of that chapter then. I think we have actually been able to find everything. It's just that the sections between chapters seem a little disjointed, but I think we're good. I'm gonna follow the stars. I haven't found the little cubs that the guy was speaking about. I don't know if I've collected all the stars. I don't think I have. That's okay. We're just having fun. Ooh, there's a mattress. Dirty old mattress with some cola cans. Some sody pop. But yeah, that guy's story is quite relatable. I gotta say, I do relate with it myself. But you know, it's never good to like hold grudges and stuff like that. Okay, here's another clue.
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out.
Was this a knife?
For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we'd always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a couple months of the year. Those 3 obsidian rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I loved sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning. I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
What is up with Seattle in your games? I don't know. I feel like there's some energy. There's some interesting energy going on with my channel at the moment. Oh, I got 50 stars. I got an achievement. But yeah, I can definitely relate to what this guy is saying. You know, we all make choices, we all do things, we all reflect on things, and we all sometimes have rocky relationships with people. You know, that's part of life. And yeah, it's funny. We have seen Seattle sometimes in the games, which is pretty interesting. And I actually think that if I were to live like someplace in the US, which I don't think I will, I don't want to live in the US, but if I were to live in some place, that'll probably be a place to go to. I feel like that would be an interesting state to be in.
We were happiest underneath the evergreens. We decided it was time to finally map out the hundreds of acres we lived on just to pass the time during the summer.
A map.
He was only free in the evenings, so I would spend the day wasting time on dial-up internet and sketching, and then we would rush into the woods, pen and map in hand, before evening fell. Sometimes, the aurora borealis would cast a cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I
No
was lonely during
trespassers.
those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it. But then why does it feel so different?
I doubt you're the only adult to have looked back and asked that question.
Oh, the dialogue was cut off. Interesting. Is the game gonna get dark on me? I mean, it's already touching preset stuff, but you know. What's over here? Ooh. Cave? Oh no, it's just another way out. Oh man, that was another thing. Okay. Can I? No. Oop. Can I make it? No. Oh, there's a star in here. Yeah, I wish I could go a little faster. Like, you know, if I press the run button again, it would be like really fast, and like you'd see like the wind, and like in the corners of the screen you'd see like that anime thing where you run, where it's like white lines, and you'd be really fast. I think that would make the game a little more enjoyable. I think this is not the way. There's something I'm not seeing here. Or maybe I have to climb over here. Can I make it? Nope. Whoa. Wait. No. I think I might have to take another path. Oh, wait, no, there was a... Yeah, I could go through this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this was it. Where's that beacon that I saw, though? Whoa. Oh. Okay, I don't know what I did, but I did that. I saw another one over on a at the start, but I didn't know what to do with it. So I was pressing the same button, I'm pretty sure. Well. Guessing I have to get all three. Yo, this layout is kind of confusing. Oh, hydrate, thank you. Yes. Thank you, Pixel. Okay, I think we're probably done here. Is that maybe not? Where is that beacon? I just don't know. Wait, no, it is. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it's pointing to. Okay. So I thought it was another clue like the ones we were digging up before. But no, it's those pedestals. Alright, so I'm going back to that one. See if I can get it this time. Whoa. A boombox. Okay. Wait, can I see the beacons from far away? Not really. Maybe not as far away. I'm loving the aesthetic already, by the way. Pretty nice. And very, very deep music as well. Oh, I see. I did see that one. Yeah, so there's that one, and there's also one over here. Oh yeah, and I also think the first tree was I think he was talking about a carving that he made with his dad, and he called it like the first one or something. I think that's what it's referencing there. Okay, there's the there's the other pedestal over there. I don't know if that was the same one I found before.
Stuff in his free time. If he wasn't watching fly fishing or reading Tom Clancy novels, he was carving something.
Oh, it's like a bird box.
He made tons of birdhouses.
Birdhouse.
Not that
Yeah.
he was into bird watching, but I think he really missed working and adding on to the home. If he couldn't afford the time to build onto our own house, he would have to settle with watching birds move into their little homes. We kept an old mattress in the bed of that ugly yellow truck, so we would drive it deep into the woods and then watch the birds fly into their houses while the sun set. Usually it was accompanied by venison jerky or a cold Coke, but not a lot of talking, which is how we both liked it.
Fishing boat. Fishing boat? Over here? What are the blocks telling me? I don't see no fishing boat. Maybe I have to go back, you know, because I don't know if that first pedestal I was actually trying to get before was over the way I'm going to or on the opposite side. So yeah, I just want to check. I don't want to miss anything or break the sequence in any meaningful capacity. This where I was? I don't remember. No, that was the map. Yeah, and then there's the thing that said no trespassing. So yeah, I think I was actually going the right way. I don't know what's up there. It seems like there's something up there, but I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I know I am. It's just a chill game to relax. And I like exploring big open worlds. Man, I wish I could play like something like Breath of the Wild or something like that on stream. So I feel like it would make for a really fun stream game. I don't know if I'd play it on my own, but I would really love to play it on stream. But I don't have a capture card or a Switch, for that matter, so yeah. At least not one that I have access to all of the time. Emulated with a Wii U emulator? I don't know. I don't know if my computer could handle it anyway. Oh, there's the fishing boat. I found it. Well, at least it wasn't all just for nothing, which is good. But yeah, I don't know if my computer could handle it. Maybe? I don't know. Although that is definitely thinking outside the box. I did not think of that. Now I'm kind of curious. Kind of curious to see if that would actually work. Ooh, a guitar. But also, how would you... Might be worth a shot, yeah. Although, how would you emulate the gamepad? Would it emulate on like another window? Got like Guitar Hero? Yeah. But yeah, I wouldn't know how you would emulate like the gamepad, or if it would just like, I don't know. Okay, here's the thing that said fishing boat. Yeah, I'm running back to the pedestal. I don't think I have found the third one yet, so I don't know, we'll see. I think it would be similar to the 3DS or DS emulators. Yeah, probably, where it's like a second screen. Like it's just a large screen emulating both windows, or emulating like both screens. Pretty much everything would go with a controller except the gamepad, which would be done with the mouse. Yeah, probably. That's okay though. I think that's fine. Oh yeah, this is where I was before, for sure. Okay, I think I just have to catch the star. Yep, there we go. 2 out of 3. Exactly. I think that's how. Yeah. I should probably get more into emulation, honestly, because I do think that there's games that I really want to play that are on console that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could play it on its original hardware, you know, because I never know if there's like bugs or weird glitches that are like native to emulation itself. I've heard that, for example, for some Nintendo 64 games, it kind of lags. It kind of lags, or there's some graphical bugs or graphical glitches happening on the emulation, and I think it also depends on, you know, which ROM you're playing and which emulator you're using and all that kind of stuff, which can get pretty complicated. But that's just a theory. A game! Yeah. I know. I might check it out, honestly. Like, I feel like maybe I'm being a little bit of a purist in regards to, like, yeah, not playing games on emulation, because I haven't played a single emulated game on the channel, I don't think. Have I? No, I don't think. Oh wait, I did. I played Mario 64 actually. I speedran Mario 64. I forgot about that. That was actually a fun thing to do back in the day. Back when I was starting. But I think that's the only game that I've ever emulated, and I think it did pretty well. Yeah, with Dolphin, you cannot play Rogue Squadron, one of the best Star Wars flying games, and it's kind of difficult. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so sometimes, especially if it's like Wii stuff, like for example, Wii is very finicky with like the controls and stuff like that because of like the form factor and everything. It's strange for sure, and there's probably some kind of code related thing that is probably part of like the proprietary window Wii hardware.
Long left unused.
Anyways,
I used to ask him all the time who those people were that left all this junk. And I'm sure he got so tired of hearing it that he made up some elaborate stories how a brown bear ate them and haunted the woods afterwards. What's funny is I think it made those people seem more real. Growing up thinking they were still hanging out like they couldn't say goodbye. I used to tell my friends how I could swear I saw spirits move near the water, and that always freaked them out. I guess it didn't bother me, because the way I saw it, they were normal people with old cars and sheds, just trying to figure out how to survive and be happy in the middle of nowhere. It was a cool thought that they didn't want to leave, but you know, I was a weird kid.
Well, you had good company since those ghosts like living in a place where they were brutally devoured.
okay, sorry, I was still letting the dialogue play. But for Wii, you can use the Wii controller. Here's the thing, man. My PC doesn't have like Bluetooth. I know there's some PCs that come like with the motherboard comes in bundled with the Bluetooth, but I would have to get a dongle because I don't have Bluetooth on my PC, sadly. So I can't really connect. I can't really connect my Wii controller. If I would be playing stuff like Clone Hero and stuff where I could like connect my Wii controller to the Guitar Hero guitar and play with that, because I do want to do that at some point. But I haven't been able to because I just don't have a Bluetooth dongle which I can connect things to. We would like to play, huh? This was awesome. I had 2 candles lit and connected the Wii controller to the PC, and it was recognized as the sensor bar. What? Yeah, I have heard that's a thing. Like, I have heard that if you put 2 candles in, it actually acts kind of like a sensor bar. But I don't know how exactly that works, because the sensor bar should be plugged into the Wii? I don't know. I use a dongle as well? Yeah, I should probably get one of those. Although, like I said, and this is something also I talked about with some people already, but, I really don't get money from doing any of this. And, so, every time, like, even if I'm not doing something too complicated, just, like, streaming, every time, like, I do streams, I'm bleeding money. Basically, very slowly, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's completely like, it's not like it's a waste of time or completely unviable. All I'm saying is, you know, in order to keep things interesting, you gotta buy games, you gotta have some hardware, you have to, you know, I at least I don't have to worry about that, but some people also have to worry about, like, paying internet, for example, or you know, like, I had to buy, like, a new webcam when it broke. So yeah, this hobby is definitely one that if you want to try and do it, it's definitely not for free, or at least it's very hard to do it for free. At least I think so. Yeah, but the sensor was only plugged into the Wii in order to power it up. Okay. So the candles are its own, like, self-sustained power source for the Wii to be able to track the light. Cause yeah, that kind of makes sense. Cause if the sensor bar is just like two little LEDs, you know, like two little LEDs or light sources connected to the Wii, you would only need, like, the light source. The controller would pick it up on its own, even if it's not connected to the Wii. Yeah, I get it. Games are not cheap either. Yeah, it's definitely not a cheap hobby, I would say. At least not in the long run. If you can find a way to make it viable, which is, you know, what I'm trying to do, at least on the long run, it's worth a shot. But there is definitely a lot of investing that needs to happen, you know. And I know dongles are cheap, like. Because I know a lot of people would be like, oh, but getting a dongle is, like, nothing. And I know that, and I get it. All I'm saying is, you know, it's not the only thing, right? Like, one day it's gonna be this, then another day it's gonna be that, and another day it's gonna be something else. And so that kind of ends up mounting, you know. That kind of ends up adding up, or mounting on. And it starts being very noticeable, and I don't want to, like, I don't want it to just be completely, you know, not viable at all. Sometimes you gotta decide whether you buy something for streaming or something else equal as important. Yeah, or just, you know, spending on what is a priority and what isn't, right? Oh, and a skateboard with no wheels. Exactly, it was weird, really clever by Nintendo. Soon enough, friend. Yeah. I know. It's a process, and I'm trusting the process. That's what I tell myself all the time, and I like doing this. Like I said, if I didn't like doing this, I probably wouldn't be doing it anyways. And yeah, you probably can see how much I like doing this by how often I stream and how much effort I put in. Even if for example, like, I can't stream tomorrow, which is usually the day I would stream, like, it's the scheduled day. But because I can't, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna skip that day, right? I will be like, no, I will stream today instead, right? Like, I would still keep the consistency, even when I can't keep, like, the consistency in the way that I would want it. I would still try my best, right? Is my point. So yeah, I just really enjoy doing this, and Even if nothing comes out of this, I would probably continue to do it, even if it's a bit of a money sink sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. And if I just can't at all, then I'd probably move on to making more simple content.
Nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back.
Oh
Rachel.
no.
I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have.
It was a
I'll never
wolf.
talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
Hmm. And that's what counts? Yes. I completely agree. Yeah, as long as I'm having fun and I'm like doing what I feel like I want to do, that's already a win in my book. And if anything else comes by from it, or comes up from it, then it's a plus. No, fucks map. Yeah, we found another one at the beginning of the game, and apparently there's 3. So this probably points to the halfway point of this game. And and there's the perpetrator. It's a wolf, a big bad wolf. I don't know if I should approach him or not. I feel like I might die, because it's quite big. You can't see it, but from my screen, he's huge. Oh god. Wait, come back. You can't do this to me. Oh god. Grab the stars. Man, he was fast. He disappeared. Oh god, no. Get the star. Yeah. Oh man, this has gotten sadder. It was sad, but now it's sadder. Oh no. What's over there? Or is that just like bushes? Oh yeah, it's just like a bush. Whoa. This is quite a steep hill. Look at this terrain. Yeah, I really wish you could run faster. Like, I wish that at this point you could be like, whoo, like surfing, like Journey, where it's like, you go really fast. You're like, let's go. But this works. This is fine. I like this. It's a cool looking game. But, yeah. And also, I don't like. I've talked about this before on the streams, but I don't really want to worry too much about like how much I'm growing or how many people are watching or stuff like that, because that can lead to some very unhealthy roads. And it's not like I don't partake in that kind of behavior. I do, but I try to be self-conscious about it when I do, and try to reorient my behavior. Anything on these rocks? No, I think this is just, we gotta run. Ooh. It got very quiet all of a sudden. Okay, let's stick this
I
up.
need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
Oh. Oh yeah, it seemed like this guy and his father had quite a rocky relationship, but you know, they still cared for each other. And that's good. It's just kind of sad that yeah, he just didn't get the chance to to apologize if he feels like he did something that was unwarranted. Man, the terrain is so big. I don't even know if there's anything else over here. I don't think so. I should probably just go. Yep. Yep, that's it. Oh wait, can you go back? No. Okay. That's good. It's important to keep one's mental health. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. You gotta do whatever helps you. Ooh. Hey, this reminds me of Absu now. It's like that shrine that we saw.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling
Name is
like
Joseph.
this.
Jojo.
I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
Oh, are we hearing her story now? Ooh. Shiny. Is that another fox? Or is that a different animal? Friend! A doe?
You know
A
what
deer?
it's like not to have a mom at home. And you know how hard that made my childhood. What helped me was watching the birds in the morning before the school bus came. I thought that my mother was one of those birds, and it made me want to be free like her. My mom taught me how to fold origami cranes while she was in the hospital. So I told
Oh.
myself I would fold one every day until I could fly myself. I think we both have always loved animals, and for me that love started with a dog. Sometimes this Rottweiler would come up to our property line and wait at the fence for me, but only once in a while. I was sure to check every day immediately after school, and it usually ended in disappointment. I would even steal money from my passed out dad just so I could buy these off-brand dog biscuits.
Yeah, female deer.
Even when she did stop by, she never went beyond the
Oh
fence.
no.
Why was she so scared? I think my dad was the opposite of your dad in almost every way, except he was in the military as well. He coped with alcohol of every kind. The trailer started falling apart, he got angry, and I withdrew. More and more I became the weird, quiet kid who...
What would it be like to have an ASMR speaking voice?
Dog biscuits around. I think we were pretty similar when it came to being the weird kids. And that same sincerity in college was one of the reasons I was so drawn to you. Life got worse and worse. And at one point, I really didn't think I could survive another day with my soul still intact. I had no real friends, let alone neighbors, since we lived in the middle of nowhere. I should have talked to my teacher, but I was scared what he would do if he found out. As I waited for the school bus one morning, I walked around until I found something in an abandoned shed. Something I can't put into words.
Is this the shed? Oh, yeah, Sion, we were talking on Discord, by the way. Simon and I were talking on Discord, and he made a joke about 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 that because he thought the character in the cover of this game was a doe, but it's actually a fox. It's kind of funny that now we actually see a deer. You know, I that's kind of an interesting prediction, an accidental prediction there. Yeah, it definitely looks like a doe.
I summoned courage I didn't know I had, and I broke into my dad's room and found the key to the shed where he had locked my bike. I'll never forget that feeling, the wind rushing by my ears as the sun rose over fields of wheat. I was flying for the first time. I biked as far as my legs could take me until I found a house that felt friendly, and that felt like home. Those strangers helped me in so many ways. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have found my foster family. And if it wasn't for my parents, I wouldn't have met you.
Aw. I mean, what else is gonna be in the woods? Yeah, you're right. Actually, there's another game that's similar to this one. I don't know if it's related. I don't think so. But there's a game that's similar to this one that the main character are actually like deers. I don't know if it's a deer and a smaller deer, like a baby. But yeah, there's another one that's very similar to this game that also is the main character is a deer. So maybe we'll play that one as well. Maybe we'll play those ones back to back and see the similarities. Let me see if I can find the name of it. Hold on. Deer and not deer, yes. A deer and the fox. Oh, the music's quite loud now. Way to the Woods. There's another one called Way to the Woods. Hold on, let me see if I can show you guys. Let me open a browser real quick. Give me a second. At least not anymore. Oh, not deer are things that look like deer, but are definitely not a deer. Ah, I see. But why do you say that, Install? Hold on, let me look for that game. Oh, sorry, I'm lagging a little bit. Way to the Woods. Is it on Steam? Oh, is it a moose or is it a deer? I don't know. Wait, do male deers have antlers? Or am I confused? I am not sure. Is this even on Steam? Hold on. Oh, it looks really cool. Oh no. I don't think it is. Dang it. Has it even come out? Coming 2020 to PC and console? Oh, okay. It says it did. Stories like that get told around where I live and up in the mountains. I've never encountered one because I'm not a horror protagonist, but I felt things are watching me from the woods before. Oh, I know what you mean now. I get it. Oh God. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Kind of paranormal. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, I'm just gonna show you some pictures from Google. Good old Google. Da, 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 da. Let me get the window. The window. There we go. Okay, look. Oh, wait. Sorry. Look at this. Yeah. Deer. Yeah, I think it's deer. Adventure Time, dear. Yeah, maybe we could play this next time, right? It feels like it's fitting, right? Oh, there's also Night in the Woods, but Night in the Woods, I think it's not as similar in style. Looks fitting, yeah. Yeah, we should probably do that next time. I hope it's not. I'm gonna try and look for it on Steam and see if 'But I didn't see it show up. I don't know why. Hold on, give me a sec. Let me see if it's on Steam, because I didn't saw it on Steam. So Way to the Woods. No, it's not on Steam. Where is it? Or did it get canceled? I don't know, because it just leads me to the developers. Oh, okay, hold on. See, I did saw something about Tumblr post. Okay, it says, any updates? Edit. Hi, sorry, it hurts me to say, but I wasn't able to hit certain targets and it's still not ready. Going to give it more time. Okay, this one made me laugh. Update. To be honest, it brings me a lot of anxious feelings to make public posts about it, mostly because I know some people have been waiting a long time already and expectations are sky high. Seeing that inbox light makes my heart skip a beat. Haha. My original goal was to keep totally silent until a month or so before release. However, I want to let everyone know about the current trajectory with this post. I'm trying to better about keep I'm trying to be better about keeping everyone in the loop and overcoming my own expectations. This thing will ship. I've been working on this for almost a quarter of my life. Full development began earnest earnest in the first quarter of 2019. Before that, I was still figuring out what the hell the game was and how I was gonna make it. I'm still pretty much a one-man team, now working with an animator and a username. I'm hoping I'm hoping to ship this 1 to 2 hour experience first on Xbox and PC. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for your support. I'm excited to share soon. Here's some concept art. I don't think I've shared. Posting this. Uh, so I don't know if this. Dang, I thought it was out. It said come in 2020, but it's 2022 and we haven't had any update. Man, damn, one man team. Yeah, it looks really good. Don't get me wrong, it looks really good, but yeah, man, I wish this actually had been out. But yeah, I guess either the developer is still working on it to this day and still hasn't shipped it out, or seeing that, 2 years have passed from the original release date, it might not be common at all. Hopefully that's not the case, but we don't know. We really don't have any updates. Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think there's any. Hold on. Anthony 10. I don't know. I don't think the guy has Twitter anyways. Because if that's the case, I would follow him and see what he's up to. But yeah, I don't know. Damn, man, I thought this game had already been released. Really? Because I'd be so down to play this game. All right. Yeah, it's still not out. If it was out, it would be on Steam.
What game?
A way to the woods. It's called just Way to the Woods.
Mhm.
Anyways, I will keep an eye out on this, and if it comes out, I might play it because it does look like a very interesting game that definitely deserves some love. And it seems like, yeah, it's a one man team, or at least one, main developer and some artists and animators. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it comes out. Like I really, damn, I'm kind of sad now that it's not out yet, and that there hasn't been any updates from quite a bit ago. I don't know when this post was made though. Can I see? Is there a way to see on Tumblr? I think so. You're the Tumblr person here. Do you know if you can see when a post was made?
Is there a link to like an archive?
No, not really.
Hmm. What's the Tumblr URL?
Oh, okay. Hold on. It's just waytothewoodsgame.com, but let me send it to you on Discord here. Hold on. There you go. It's literally the latest post. Like the first one at the top.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, man, it would have been just great to like finish this one and then play that one because they do seem very similar. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry for the tangent. I'm just sorry for the little stun lock. I was interested. I wanted to know a little more about it. Also, I'm gonna lower the volume a little bit more. Yeah, if you know about it, let me know, Pink Soul. If not, that's okay.
It seems like the last post was December 2020.
Oh man, okay. Well, it's not that long ago, right?
Technically, only about a year and a half.
Yeah, like 1 year and a little bit.
Yeah, they've been posting about this for a long time, sporadically, but the earliest post I can find is September 26, 2015.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. I'll
So
keep. Yeah,
they might still be working on it. It seems to be a labor of passion for them.
for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't expect any less because like it feels like a lot of wasted potential if this just doesn't lead to anything because it looks really good. Like it does seem like there's a lot of heart and soul and blood, sweat, and tears put into it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's probably gonna come out at some point in the future. It just hasn't come out yet, and I'll keep an eye out for it. If it comes out, I'll definitely consider playing it. Very, very much so. But yeah, anyways, sorry for that little tangent. I was just seeing because I actually had it on my list. It everyone was talking about it as if it was already a thing that has come out, but it hasn't. There's just a lot of screenshots and like stuff from the developer, but it hasn't come out yet. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out when it comes out and yeah, consider it like buying it or something. If it's gonna be because it's probably not gonna be free. Let's be honest. And I wouldn't expect it to be anyways. They definitely deserve some money for that kind of like titanic labor, especially if it's just one person and a couple like animators. But yeah, anyways, let's just keep going. Ooh, what? What? Oh, there's no more
You
clues.
have strength, Joseph, and you're not as alone as you think.
It's all just so pointless. Just waiting for life to happen. It's like having the home I always wanted is cursed out of my reach. The thought of being a parent myself. How could I do that when I couldn't even be a good son? I'm sorry. I know what you're saying. I I just don't know how things will work out.
Mm-hmm.
These quiet hours will turn into years. We'll wonder which roads passed us by.
Then we'll forge a new road together. Besides, I discovered for myself that one fateful morning where any hopeful road leads to. There may be thorns and mist, but it always leads to the same thing.
And what's that?
Family.
Whoa.
I'm so glad
Yo.
my family, Rachel.
And I'm glad you're part of mine.
Hello. Friends. Oh man. That's a nice message.
Big.
Yeah, those are big deers and elks? Or, no, I don't know. But yeah. Friends. Well, but you know, foxes are pretty small, I think, compared to
Yeah, they are.
deer. That's a nice message. That's truly a nice message. You know, it's telling like you're not alone. You know, there is help out there, and even if you feel that things are hopeless right now, whatever your path may be, as long as it's hopeful, you're probably gonna be alright in the end. And you'll probably find people who will understand your pain. Which is a really, really nice message. And I fully agree with it. And yeah, there's always gonna be painful times and sad times, but that shouldn't be a reason to keep your head down. If anything, it should motivate you to get better, to be stronger, to rise up like a phoenix. And I wholeheartedly agree with that advice. I promote it. Am I gonna find the last cub? Is the last cub gonna be alive? I hope it is. Or were they three? I don't know if they ever mentioned they were three. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't remember. Beautiful game. I feel like it's about to end, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not sure, though. We'll see. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay.
Fox knew her last cub would be waiting for her at the
Oh, it's
first
the sad
tree.
area.
Yeah.
She was almost there. The rain
You might
cascaded
be
onto
like
the Jade Valley where the entrance
70,
to the tree
80%
was.
done then.
Yeah.
Life was protected
Sad area is always
because
close
that's
to
where
the
life
end.
began.
Man, do I have to
There's
just
now
jump
only
down?
a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
Yeah, so I am missing one last cub. And it's at the first tree. $100. We made it. Have I gotten all the stars? Man, this fox is pretty good at not breaking their legs when they fall down. So that's quite a high distance. Look at this. Whoa. Quite tall mountains. Yeah, I know I said that I wish you could run faster, but maybe if you do run faster, maybe that will make the pacing of the game a little more. I don't know. It probably would make the game a lot shorter, and probably the pacing would be a little off. So I kind of get it. Maybe it would be fine for like the more like open sections where you have to like find stuff. Where to now? This is a very, very, very big map. Should I go up there? I see a house over at the distance, but I don't know. Okay, yeah, there seems there seems like there isn't anything in here. Oh man, imagine going through this whole game just walking like this. It's so slow. Ooh. What the heck? I don't know what these are. Whoa, what is that? Oh, it looks like a bandsaw or like a drill, like a power drill or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I can't remember the name of them right now. But yeah, it's like one of those drills
Mm-hmm.
you would have in like a woodworking workshop and stuff. Which makes sense because the father was a lumberjack, so. Wait, where's the house? I missed it. Or was there a house? I see ooh, beautiful flowers. Some water. Oh, wait, no, this is what? Is this where I was? This is where I came from? No, this place is different. I see the house, but I haven't been on this place.
At the end of high school, I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast, then got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition. I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible.
Oh,
Caesar
man.
helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture, and he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these glints of light, like not finding a job or even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for, even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
I don't know if I should go to the house or stay here or like go to that other place because I think you can. I think you could go. Okay, yeah, no, this seems. It seems like that's where you should go, so I'm gonna go over there instead. I saw more stars. Whoa, I'm climbing. I don't think I'm meant to be here. I'm just curious about what's over here. Yeah, I feel like these open spaces would definitely use a faster running mechanic. Oh wait, no, this is where I came from. Right. Okay. Sorry, I'm dumb. Ah. I want to go to the house first. Oh wow, that is quite far away. Okay, I'm gonna get those stars first. I don't think they're clues. $105. That's a big house.
My dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point. Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle, and it crushed one of the workers there. My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him. Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He
Oh
said
gosh.
one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have.
Oh, it's blocking me.
He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
Okay, I'm definitely not meant to be here. This is just scenery. Interesting. Oh. Well, this is a good way to see the map. Man, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of both guilty in this situation, you know? Like I feel like the dad was putting like way too much expectations on the son, and the son was also very hostile. Anything here? Because I saw this part was kind of shining. But maybe it's just a reflection. Ooh, hydrate. Thank you. Thank you, Pixel. An ambulance? Oh. Okay. Oh. Huh. Okay. See the next clue.
Was that the last time you talked to him?
No, I called on holidays, and he would call on my birthday. I guess we acted like nothing ever happened, which was stupid. Didn't want to ask about his lumberyard, and I'm sure he didn't want to ask about my job search. I never went back and visited. I think the last conversation we had was about what movies we had seen and what exactly a best boy is in the credits.
Hmm.
I thought he would be here so much longer.
Well, you can't definitely undo the past. So I don't think. Oh no. Here's the last cub.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go
Man.
home anymore. She did the only thing she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
The tree. The first tree. There it is.
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it.
Oh.
More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. But sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Is that the dev's story? Oh no. Oh, I thought I was gonna jump. But no. Do I have to go around? Or do I have to climb? Oh, okay. Don't fall. Huh. The first tree awakens and gently asks if there's one last message the fox wants to tell her children. She replies back and says, I have to type an answer?
What is this?
What? Man, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I'm putting myself in the place of the fox and her children, I guess I would just say I love you.
Subscribe to Dabkun and Twitch.
No. Oh, come on. No. Oh. So the stars are the characters. Huh. Oh, I wonder, will I be able to see other people's messages that have played this game? You know what? I'll just say that. I'll just say I love you. That's it. That's all. That's my message. I don't want to qualify it. I don't want to muddy it up. I don't want to use all my characters. That's it. Simple, concise, and nice. Sure. Whoa.
I guess her journey was over. But I have no idea. It was only a dream. A distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Oh.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
Oh. That's so sweet. He's going back to his home. To his home state, or his home place, I guess. Alright, are we not done? What? 6 months later? What? Wait, what? 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 Okay, I'm switching to keyboard because this feels better with keyboard. I'm Joseph now. I guess, right? Like, there's Rachel sleeping there. There's a picture of the deer. Is the deer? I don't know if they're deer, elk, or what they are. Man, that's crazy. I did not expect this. This is months later, and they live in like, yeah, like very far into the countryside apparently. Ooh, I can zoom in. Okay. Oh no, what is this? This feels kind of scary. I'll be honest. Kind of makes me want to play some horror games. 'Cause everything's so dark and gloomy. Oh, yeah. This kind of makes me want to play like Amnesia. Would you guys like an Amnesia stream? Like an Amnesia streams?
Never played, never seen it, or seen some of it, but
I think Amnesia, at least back in the day, was like the quintessential YouTuber game, right? So like, I feel like maybe I should
yeah,
pay some tribute.
I wasn't interested in watching other like people play back then.
Yeah, I know.
Mainly because like back then there wasn't that many, and like one of the ones was what's PewDiePie,
Yeah, and he was like way over
and
the
I
top.
I just I did not like him back then.
Yeah, he was too over the top back then.
Yeah, like most people back then, they were like
Yeah,
way too
too
over the
over the
top.
top. Yeah,
I did not enjoy watching them back then.
that's fine. I completely get it. But yeah, maybe I will play it at some point because I do feel like it would be a fun thing to do.
Hmm.
And I like horror games. I just haven't played much of them. I think the only horror game that I've played that isn't really like that much of a horror experience is like Little Nightmares.
Mm.
But I do think that there's a lot of potential in horror stuff. I just haven't tapped into it yet. And I don't think this, by the way, just in case, I don't think this part is like a horror game part. All I'm saying is, because it's so dark and like gloomy and you're like exploring a house you've never seen before, it's just giving me that vibes. But that's just me. Guess I'm going outside now. Oh yeah, we live in like the woods. Not even like the country, we live in like the woods. Like no neighbors, no anything, just trees and there's a kid's room in the house, and earlier in the story the guy talks about them probably not being able to have kids. That's like such a subtle little thing. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't even pick up on that. That's kind of sad. Hold on, where was it? Oh, this. Yeah, like a crib and like, yeah, nursery stuff. That's that's pretty sad. They didn't even finish painting it. I think it's a subtle but happy thing. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess. I guess depending on how you see it, right? I guess maybe they are going to have a child then, which is good. If that's the case, then that's nice. I just didn't interpret it that way, I guess. I mean, it could be sad, but I take to mean maybe they got good news. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're probably right. Is this the same game? Yeah, this is the same game. It just changed. Now I am Joseph. Like now I'm the guy that had the dream about the fox. Apparently, it looks like, at least. Oh man. Yeah, but it looks like a completely different game now, like the style and everything. It's not even like the same textures. Which kind of makes sense, right? Because when it's like the game and this is supposed to be like reality. Oh, interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess I'm not supposed to go into the car. Where am I supposed to go, though? Oh, I can run too. Look, now it's a human. A human running. Did I just go off into the woods? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. Okay, that's not where I'm supposed to go. Oh, maybe this path. This seems like a reasonable path. Do they own all this property? Wow. Well, I mean, they're not doing that bad for themselves, to be honest. They got things pretty They got things pretty figured out, I think. Yeah, this is like the end of the property right here. Hmm. Okay. Am I meant to go in the car? 'Cause I didn't get an option to get into the car. Oh, I can definitely jump. Okay. Was there something behind the garage? Maybe. Let me check. Like behind here or outside? Probably outside. Hmm. No? Oh, can I interact with this? No. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe back here? Yeah. Okay, yeah, this seems to be open. So, probably where I'm meant to go. Ooh, campsite. Wait, is this the campsite? Yeah, it is. Right? This seems like the campsite that we found at the beginning of the game, right? The first tree carving? Wait, where? This? Was it this? No. I don't know. No. Where was it? Did you see it? I don't know where, but he talks about going here with his dad. Oh. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I just haven't been like I've been paying attention, but I haven't been like listening to every single bit of detail. So I'm also like interacting with you guys. I wanted to pay more attention, but I don't know why I didn't. Yeah, I'll go back to the campsite. Because that seemed important. There were like fireflies and stuff. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, an axe. Oh, I'm getting in. Oh. Oh, an MRE. Those are like military meals. Oh,
What the hell?
what? 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 Wait. Dad? Is that you?
What?
Maybe it's his spirit, you know? It looks like a white fox. Is it a white fox? Or is it like a wolf?
Pretty sure it's the fox.
Yeah, maybe it's my dad. Come back. Oh, he wants to show me something. Or maybe it's the spirit of the fox in my dreams. I don't know. Oh, it's raining now. Where are we going? The river? Or a lake? Are we fishing? Are we going to fish? Like in the boat? Oh. Catching up. Ooh, butterflies. Man, the music. Intense. Okay. I'm catching up. I'm running next to you. Let's go. Yo. Whoa, he got so fast. He left me behind. Is this the first tree? Oh, I'm so tired now. It is! Love comes from the people around you, and you have to love the moments with them. Oh, man. It is the fox! And the 3 cubs! I don't know if you can see it, but the 3 cubs are there, and they're walking away with her. As well. Yo! The first tree. Dang. What a game. Directed and written by David Wheel. Is it Wheel or I don't know. Or is it like a German name? Credits. Wow. That was a nice experience. That was a beautiful experience. Maybe it's well, not wheel. Aww. Mom and Dad. That's sweet. Ooh. What? I got an achievement, by the way, but I didn't saw the name. I wasn't able to see the name. Would you like to anonymously submit your statement to the first tree to an online moderated database? may appear
Oh.
randomly to other players. Ah, that's interesting because I didn't get any. Or maybe it will appear now. Like maybe I have like a. Well, I definitely want to. But let's do it. Sure. You did? The love message. Oh! Oh! The one in the tree! The one in the tree! Oh! That was written by someone. Yo! That's awesome. That's really cool. That's just really cool.
Yep.
And yeah, no wonder. It has to be moderated, because, yeah, otherwise, it would be kind of a bit of a strange thing to find some message that you would not expect there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. That's really cool. What do you guys think? That was awesome. I really liked it.
Very cute game.
Yeah, very nice. Man, I did not expect it to end this quickly, but yeah, just a wonderful experience. Oh, I got my food right on time. This was an interesting, relaxing game. Yeah, relaxing. It had a nice message. It was beautiful. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, this game definitely feels a little bit more indie and more underground than the two that we have played already, but that's fine. I think it still fits in with the theme. Because it's a really beautiful game and it has like a nice message. And yeah, very very cool. And yeah, this game is definitely not like this one. I did look it up, and yeah, this one's definitely not associated at all with any of them. So I just went like there was a list online that had games that were similar to this one, and that's what I picked it. But yeah, it was still pretty cool. I think it's a really nice game and a nice choice. But yeah, I think this game is also on Switch, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, if you want to play this game for sure, by all means, give it a try. It's nice to just explore and to run around. There's a nice little story. Maybe there's a lot of exposition, but that's just part of the way that the game delivers its story. Because otherwise, it would have been hard to understand, I feel like. Oh, and I didn't realize this, but look, in the title screen, there's the fox with the three cubs alive. You know, that's nice.
Hmm.
But yeah, just a pretty nice experience overall. Hopefully, hopefully we can keep this up, and play games that are similar to that. I definitely want to play the Pathless. Maybe I'm probably gonna play the Pathless next. I really wanted to play Way to the Woods, but yeah, it hasn't released yet. You know. Anyways, let's switch to this and get our background music going and just close this because I think we're done here. Wait, is there anything else? Hold on. No, I think we actually got it in our first playthrough, which is good. But yeah, yeah, I wanted to play Way to the Woods, considering the aesthetic of this game. It looked kind of similar, especially because of of the the deer. But yeah, it's not finished yet, so that's quite sad. But as soon as it comes out, I might check it out so I can play it on stream, because yeah, I definitely want to. And yeah, there's other games that I feel like would be a great addition to that. And yeah, probably next week we're probably playing The Pathless, which is made by the same people who made Apsu. So yeah, looking forward to that. And maybe we'll do, after that one, we probably will do Outer Wilds, because I really want to check Outer Wilds. It looks like such a cool game. I don't know if you guys know about it, but I have seen some gameplay of it, and it looks really interesting. And that one's more like, it's kind of mystical, but it's more like space related stuff, you know, and like planets, and you can go into the planets and do different things, and it, you know, it also has like a story, and there's like gods and stuff like that. It's really cool. I want to check it out. That one's probably gonna be longer. The Pathless and Outer Wilds are probably gonna take, at least Pathless I think it's gonna take a couple streams, and Outer Wilds is probably gonna take multiple. But that's okay. I'm totally down to play those games. And there's also other ones that I've wrote down, so maybe after those ones are done we can check those out. But yeah, I think that's gonna be the end of the stream, even though it was a little bit of a shorter stream. I had a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm gonna keep this as a nice little self-contained thing on its own. So yeah, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I really appreciate it if you watch through the whole experience and you've gotten this far. You're a real one, okay? I appreciate you. But yeah, I think it's gonna be it. Should we find someone to raid? Let's see. I'm hoping, is it Monday? What? Hold on. Yeah, I think it's Monday. I'm hoping that Sign is free on Monday. Oh, big waste of flames. Pinkstel, thank you. Wasted all your flames. It's good to start fresh, you know? Anyways, yeah. I don't know, nope, still got 7,000. Okay. I might be free on Monday. Yeah, because I was telling you, maybe we can do more Uno on Monday, right? Are you down, Shark?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I might see if I can get either Yoda or Tenchi or someone else to join us, because yeah, I think it's fun when we're multiple people. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, probably we'll do Uno on Monday if everything goes properly, and on Wednesday we'll do more Friday Night Funkin', because you guys seem to be liking the streams, and there's people coming in to the streams, getting recommended, so might as well just keep the momentum going. You know how it is, trying to please the ever confusing algorithm on Twitch and on YouTube at the same time. But yeah, and I gotta eat, so it's probably the best just call it here. And yeah, anyways, let's see who's live. All right, I actually think I was watching a new streamer that I found on Twitch while I was searching, because I wanted to see Outer Wilds. Alrighty, bro. Take care. Thank you. Yes. Stick around though, because yeah, we'll be rating someone if you want to check them out for sure. Stick around if you have nothing else to do and just want to see more content from other beautiful creators. Let me see who we can rate. Cause sure. Yeah. I mean, up to you. By the way, just oh god. There we go. Oops. Sorry. That was the Twitch tab, I apologize. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw a streamer that I was that I followed because they were playing Outer Wilds, and I didn't know if they were still live, but they still are live. Wow, the grind is real. So let's show them some love, right? They deserve it. And yeah, then you can see what the next game is going to be, because we're going to be playing the Pathless first, but you'll see how Outer Wilds look, and yeah, decide if you are hyped for that. So yeah, we're gonna be rating Roxy Moxie. This is not a VTuber, by the way. This is not a VTuber. This is a real person. Just letting you know, because yeah, I'm gonna be rating more IRL people. So let's see. Raid Roxy Moxie. Yeah. They're currently streaming to 2 viewers only, so it would be a nice little surprise when they get a couple more. So yeah. Let them know that I sent you, and yeah. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. This game was beautiful. I don't have much else to say about that. I just had a lot of fun, and I was actually surprised that the message that we got at the end was actually written by someone, because it felt really perfect, to be honest. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being here, and yeah, hope to see you on Monday. Remember, we'll be doing some Uno, so if you're hyped for that, stay tuned. And yeah, without anything else to say, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you another day. Good night. Have fun, and I love you all. See ya. Say hi to Moxie, okay? Tell them I sent you. Bye bye. Oh wait.
What?
Hold on. They're ending the stream.
They just ended.
Yeah, they just ended. So I think
Oh,
we're gonna raid someone else. All right. Hold on. Yeah. I should have checked. Oops. Who can we rate? Whoops, yeah. They're ending. Damn, I thought they were still playing. I was like, wow, the grind is real. But yeah, they have the ending screen up right now, so let's see who we can raid. Okay, I am gonna be rating a VTuber then. We're gonna be rating Monster Tart that is working on a webtoon. So yeah, go show some love instead to them, because yeah, Moxie was finishing the stream. So we'll raid them next time, okay? We'll raid them next time. If we have similar schedules, then we're probably gonna be bumping on each other again, and I'm following them, so let's go ahead and do Monster Tart or Taro, because that's the name of their avatar, I guess. But yeah, let's go. Why everyone have it intended to mature audiences? I think I should probably switch to that too. Yeah, they said this channel is intended for mature audiences. Everyone has that nowadays, so I wonder if maybe I should do it too. I don't know if it's some TOS things, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna be rating Monster Tart. So yeah, thank you so much for watching once again. Sorry. That was a little bit of an oversight in my end, but yeah, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you another day. Goodbye, love you all, bye bye.